Welcome everybody, this is Blimpo1234 coming at you live with the map Consulate. Now today we are going to be doing Glaz and Fuze. And those are our two Spetsnaz operators. Now when you're on the Consulate map, I always recommend Riot Barricade or Police Line. Police Line's great if you want to get a first shot camera. The Riot Barricade is good if you want to avoid a lot of spawn killing areas. With Glaz, it's simple. You get the OTS and the PMM, and do suppressor on everything. Now, I would do his frag grenade over his smoke grenade any day. Simply because the frag grenade can do more damage and can breach walls if used properly. Where the the smoke grenade really only gives a little bit of cover, and it's supposed to be used with his flip sight, which is his ability. So he's got this flip sight, which allows him to basically, it's a thermal sight. So when he looks, there are 5 yellow dots. As you can see, they are lighting up and lighting down. So with the yellow dots, what they do is that indicates how close you are to an enemy. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to breach, and I will give you an example. So in here, there is an enemy in or around here. I think he might be in tellers or something. So when you come over here, you see a guy. It lights up, and then since I'm really close to somebody, those little yellow bars light up. This is great for getting headshot kills. It's an extremely accurate weapon, and despite the suppressor, it does not remove damage. So now a good thing is you don't have to use the flip sight with him. Glaz is usually more of a sit back and psych out your enemies kind of a guy. I personally am not a big fan of him. I don't ever really use his flip sight. I'm more of a use his pistol type of deal. Fuze, on the other hand, there's a lot of complications with Fuze. So we'll move on to the next map, and then we will move on to Fuze. So this is Bartlett University. This is a college. I don't normally play this map, and this map isn't usually one of your regulars, so you rarely get it cycled through. I always just go courtyard. Now with Fuze, I always go with the AK-12, the reflex compensator, and the angled grip. For his sidearm, I usually go with the PMM with the muzzle brake, and then do breach charge. Fuze has a special type of breach charge as well. It only works on soft walls and windows and barricades. Now what that does is that allows him to fire in 5 hockey pucks. I said hockey pucks. Oh my god, I said hockey pucks. So you get like 5 jeez, I said it again. Hockey puck-sized grenades, and they launch them into the room. Now that's good if you know that there are people in that room. For example, you see that there's a guy there. So I'm going. That's an unbreakable structure. Okay. So I would have normally done it on that window, but they kind of already saw me. So I'm just gonna see about taking them out. Oh, and for those of you who don't know, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but there's a beeping sound. Whenever you hear a beeping sound, that indicates nitrocell. Be very cautious, because it can blow up. Now normally it has to be detonated to function. But like I said, in the T-hunts, it acts just like a proximity mine. It's extremely annoying. Now, as you can see, the AK-12 is a fast firing rate. This gun has the highest damage per second rate, and it's got one of the faster reload rates in the game. It's actually a very amazing weapon, and I would recommend using it. The only two operators that have it are Fuze and the new operator Ace. Now, I didn't get to display the current one, but it's basically a breach charge. So what you do is you put it up on the wall, and then you detonate it, and it launches 5 grenades in. It's actually fairly good. It's similar to Ying's, which I'll do a tutorial on Ying later on. But for the sake of time, I do believe I can go back and show you. So I'm going to go back through, and there is a lot on Fuze. There's another way that you can play Fuze that I do recommend. So what I would normally do is I would go the courtyard, like I said, and then when you get Fuze, instead of doing his AK-12, go with the ballistic shield. So you get the ballistic shield and the PMM, and then you take breach over smoke. That's one of the better ways to do it. If you're not used to playing the game and you want somebody who has a lot of damage and power, and you are usually the type of person who does breaching and going in loud and clear, definitely go with Riot Shield. I would also recommend doing the Riot Shield first, because Fuze, his pucks can bounce back and hit you if used improperly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rappel up here. Now, note, you cannot use the shield while you are rappelling. So I'm going to break this side window and look, just to see if there's anybody in here. And there is. So this will be a good demonstration. So what you do is you place the thing on there, and then you hit RB again, and it'll detonate. But instead of blowing up the wall, it fires a bunch of grenades into the room. This will allow him to stun and disorient any enemies that are in there. It will kill enemies in there too. It's actually a fairly amazing one. And what I like about this is you can take the breaching charge and place it on the window, and you can still take his breaching grenade and deploy it as well. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing it in this situation, because you know there's nobody here, and you can just rappel in. Now, when you do rappel in, you do get your shield back right away. I would also recommend reloading it as soon as you possibly can. Now, with Fuze is an interesting character. He's a lightweight with his shield, so you can go in and cut your corners, and get a pretty good kill ratio. The Bartlett University also has a lot of soft walls, so a lot more than you would think. Like, for example, that's a soft wall. And that leads into a lot of small rooms. For example, this is a soft wall. Oh. So that's a soft wall, and we know he's shooting from there, so as you can see, the PMM is a fast-firing weapon, but once you're out, basically. So you need to make sure that you definitely keep it reloaded, because you trade accuracy and damage for ammo, the magazine size. Now, that's important, because when you have the shield, you definitely want that magazine size, because you can run out really quickly. I would also recommend reloading it when they reload. Now, with Fuze's shield, he does have his shoulders exposed, so you kind of have to do a little flurry like that, and you do risk dying. So, that is the Fuze and Glaz tutorials for today. I'm going to be leaving my Snapchat in the description below. Now, please comment down below which style of gameplay you are when you are playing a first-person shooter. Are you a breach loud and heavy gun, or are you more silent and stealthy? Once again, this has been Blimpo1234, signing out.